I'm arresting you for the murder of Ahmed Deen-Jah on the 2nd of April 2017 on Freemasons Road. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do so may be given in evidence. The grounds for your arrest are for a prompt and effective investigation by means of taped interview at a police custody.
So what's going on now? You're going to go to a custody facility where you'll be interviewed. You come back here.
And guys, in this next news story, and it's coming from London ways, and a drill rapper who once boasted in his lyrics that he could evade justice by hiding his face has been found guilty of murder and now faces a life sentence for the brutal killing of a rival gang member in East London. Despite wearing a balaclava and believing his disguise would keep him anonymous, CCTV footage captured the moment Lekan Akinsoji, who's 27 years old, fatally stabbed 21-year-old Ahmed Deen-Jah in the chest during a planned gang ambush. The killing took place in April 2017, but the case has only now reached its conclusion after years of investigation and legal proceedings. Yesterday, a jury at the Old Bailey found both Akinsoji and his accomplice, Sundjata Keita, also who's 27, guilty of murder. The verdict comes 8 years after Deen-Jah's death, marking the end of a long, complex pursuit of justice by the Met Police. So just 10 days before the fatal stabbing, Akinsoji appeared in a drill music video titled Armed and Ready. In the video, he rapped menacingly, "No face, no case, no evvy," a phrase that prosecutors later argued revealed his intent to commit violence whilst concealing his identity. Drill music, a subgenre of rap that often chronicles gang rivalries, violence, and life on the streets, has been heavily linked to territorial disputes across London. While its defenders see it as an art form reflecting urban reality, police and prosecutors increasingly view it as a window into violent gang culture and at times a tool used to glory or incite real-world crime. During the trial, jurors were told that Akinsoji, who performed under the stage name CB, frequently referenced acts of gang violence in his lyrics and posted online. On social media, he was known for promoting the Wood Range Gang, using his Twitter handle to post about ride-outs and rival confrontations. So on the afternoon of April the 2nd, 2017, Ahmed Deen-Jah, a young man from Custom House known to his friends by a street name Grinner, left his home to buy a lighter at a nearby off-licence BJ Wines near Custom House Station. As he stepped outside, a stolen black Mercedes pulled up. Two men dressed in all black clothing, balaclavas and gloves leapt from the vehicle and began chasing him down the street. Witnesses described seeing Deen-Jah run back into the shop in a desperate attempt to escape. A violent struggle ensued inside, during which he was stabbed through the heart. The attackers fled within seconds, disappearing into nearby streets as Deen-Jah collapsed from his wounds. Paramedics arrived quickly, but despite attempts to save him, Deen-Jah was pronounced dead at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, just around 100 metres from his home. Prosecutor Anthony Orchard told jurors the killing was not a spontaneous act of violence, but an attacker planned against a background of street violence between two East London gangs. The jury heard that Deen-Jah was associated with the Custom House gang, whilst Akinsoji and Keita were linked to the rival Wood Grange gang. The fatal encounter, prosecutors said, was part of a pre-arranged ride-out, a term used by gangs to describe coordinated attacks on rival territory. Members would drive into enemy areas looking for opponents or anyone believed to be affiliated with them. The black Mercedes used in the killing was later discovered to have been stolen, reinforcing the prosecution's argument that this was a targeted, premeditated attack rather than a chance encounter. Investigators pieced together graphic CCTV footage showing the two masked men emerging from the car and chasing the victim into a shop. Despite their disguises, forensic analysis and circumstantial evidence, including cell site data, vehicle tracking and witness statements, pointed conclusively to Akinsoji and Keita as the assailants. Police arrested both men within 8 days of launching an investigation. However, due to the insufficient evidence at the time, they were released under investigation as detectives continued to sift through hours of CCTV footage and forensic samples. For years, the case remained open, with the investigators determined to link the suspects definitely to the crime.
Everything suspicion, okay, when I arrest you, I'll read the date out to you in a second.
No problem. So where can we go? Where's the line? Yeah, we're all coming.
So, I'm arresting you for murder regarding the incident that occurred on the 2nd of April in 2017, alright? In BJ Wines, on Freemasons Road, E16, okay? When Ahmed Deen-Jah was stabbed to death, okay?
Been arrested for this already.
Okay. But further evidence comes to light. Okay, that's my necessity. Okay. And special warning is an interview. Okay, so it prompts an effective investigation. So you place an interview, yeah, and discuss what's happening. Okay. If you do not have to say anything that may harm your defence, do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court.
Akinsoji, I'm arresting you for the murder of Ahmed Deen-Jah on the 2nd of April 2017 on Freemasons Road. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do so may be given in evidence. The grounds for your arrest are for a prompt and effective investigation by means of taped interview at a police custody.
So what's going on now? You're going to get to a custody facility while you're being interviewed. You come back here.
The time of your arrest is 9:03.
We need okay.
Breakthrough came as part of a broader review of gang-related murders across East London, which saw advances in forensic technology and analysis helped tie Akinsoji and Keita to the attack. So in 2018, while still under investigation for Deen-Jah's murder, Akinsoji was jailed for 20 years for an unrelated firearms and conspiracy offence. The court heard how he'd been involved in another ride-out and aimed at rival gang members, during which a gun was used. His history of violence, the prosecution argued, was emblematic of Akinsoji's deep involvement in gang culture and his readiness to use violence to assert dominance in territorial disputes. During the trial, Akinsoji denied the involvement in the killing and insisted he had no part in the fatal attack on Deen-Jah, and his co-defendant, who was known by his nickname SK, chose not to give evidence. The jury deliberated for 7 days before finding both men guilty of murder by a majority verdict. Judge Anthony Leonard Casey subsequently remanded them into custody, and they're going to remain there until their sentencing on October the 24th, where they're expected to face life imprisonment. Following the verdict, Detective Superintendent Kelly Allen, who led the investigation, described the ruling as a long overdue triumph of justice after years of painstaking work. She goes, 8 years on from Ahmed's vicious murder, today's family finally have the justice they deserve. Akinsoji and Keita have spent years thinking they have got away with murdering Ahmed, a man they had never met and didn't know. They drove out to Custom House and attacked him while he was simply going to the shops. Despite damning forensic evidence against them, they refused to acknowledge their actions, forcing Ahmed's family to endure a painful trial. Ahmed's father expressed his overwhelming relief at the verdict, thanking police and prosecutors for their persistence and dedication. Detective Superintendent Allen added, this remains a horrendous case where a young man lost his life to senseless gang violence. My team worked persistently with the Crown Prosecution Service to ensure that Akinsoji and Keita cannot harm anyone else. This case reinforces the Met Police's commitment to securing justice for victims, no matter how long it takes. The case underscores the entwining of music, street identity and violence in parts of London's youth culture. Drill music videos often posted to YouTube and social media have become both creative outlet and, critics argue, a stage for gang rivalry to play out publicly. In the years since Deen-Jah's death, London has seen increasing pressure on police, streaming platforms and community leaders to tackle the violent imagery and threats often embedded in drill lyrics. For investigators, Akinsoji's lyrics in Armed and Ready were more than a performance. They were a confession of a mindset and ultimately a blueprint for the murder that he committed. 8 years after a young man was killed outside a corner shop, two masked men who once thought they were untouchable have finally been unmasked. Their conviction not only brings justice to Ahmed Deen-Jah's family, but also serves as a sobering reminder of how music, ego and violence can collide with devastating consequences that echo on for years. So guys, this is a new story coming from London Ways. Let me know what you think with regards to this. I mean, this drill music and this gang lifestyle and being a bad man on the road and a road man and whatever you want to call it, it's dead. It's just going to get you sent to prison. You're going to take somebody else's life over what? And I said it in a previous video before, over a postcode where fucking council don't give a fuck about you. Yeah, you're just fucking repping what? As I said, guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Also, give this video a little like. I'd really appreciate it. Once again, big respect going out to each and every one of you. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it real.